Well, howdy y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I am Strikling, and we are back with another episode of Architect's Exodus. I'm super excited to jump back in, see how far we can get in our quest book as we dive into Muspelheim. And yeah, I think we can definitely make some progress today. So without further ado, let's jump right back in and let's get started. Alright, so a couple of things I want to do today. We are going to dive into some Embers, some of the Embers mod. There's a lot to the Embers mod, and we haven't really dove into any of it. The only thing we did was make, like, some pipes for our basic needs early on. So we had to make the Caminite plate, which is super simple. It was just a basic crafting recipe and smelting, so that was easy. But I do also want to take a look at the R's spellbook upgrade. Can we sync? Yeah, there we go. R's spellbook. So we currently have the Mage's spellbook, but I want to see about getting the Archmage spellbook, because I think we can now. The only thing we're missing is the Wilden Tribute, and I'm pretty sure we can easily take on the Wilden. So the only thing we need to do there is to do the Wilden thing, the Tablet of Summon Wilden. And that needs a block of lapis and vexing archwood. And then we need to, let's see, it says, blah, blah, blah. When augmented with a spike, horn, and a wing, the ritual will summon the Wilden Chimera, a challenging and destructive monster. And it destroys blocks around the brazier. So we definitely have all of that. So let's do a search here for our Wilden. Okay, so we've got all three of the Wilden drops. We need the Vexing Archwood. We've got that. And then we need Lapis. We don't have a block, which I'm surprised, to be honest. Let's go ahead and make a block of Lapis. And let's put that in our EMC here, so we can learn it. And then just grab a block. Lapis. Alright. So then we can make the Tablet of Summon Wilden. And we can make a couple of them, because we probably want to summon him a few times, because I think we need it to also do a few other things. So we'll probably summon him a couple of times just to make sure that we get it, as long as everything seems to go well. And let's see, what else do we need? Oh, we need the Ritual Brazier. So we do Ritual. Alright. And that should be all we need. Now, I am going to go out pretty far to do this, because, like I said, it does destroy blocks when you do it. And the Chimera does do some attacks that also destroy blocks. So I'm going to see if I can go out kind of far here and find an island that we can do this on that we don't care about destroying. So bear with me just a sec here while I find a suitable island for us to summon him on. Alright, we're coming up to an island here that looks very suitable. Large enough and far enough away from home. It's right by the Dragon Head, actually, by where we find the Dead King. So, seems appropriate if you ask me. So we're going to go ahead and we will put our Ritual Brazier down. Alright. And then we just put our Tablet of Summoning in. And then we're just going to augment it with one of each of the Wilden drops. So a horn, a spike, and a wing. And then we are pretty much just going to summon him. I'm going to go ahead and do our Summon Swords real quick. And then go ahead and activate it. So it's going to be a big explosion, and he's going to pop in. There he is. Alright, there's our dude. There he is. So we're just going to attack him as normal. Alright. Hit him there. I'll also do my protect spell or whatever. Oh, I wasn't able to get it off. He hit me there first. Alright, get our protect spell off. Also cast some night vision so we can see him. And he goes through some different phases where he flies and he gets spikes. So there he's got his spikes. And that's fine. He'll just hit us with those. Not a big deal. He is immune to damage when he goes into some of these phases, so it's not a problem. Alright. And then he's almost dead already. Alright, perfect. So we got him pretty easily there. We did go ahead and get our Wild and Tribute. And, yeah. I mean, it's pretty basic. It's not too hard. And, you know, just kind of... You just gotta make sure that you have enough health and stuff and food to eat through it. So we can get rid of some of this stuff we don't need. We don't really need the Wild and Chimera trophy. Alright. And then we'll go ahead and summon him again. Get the wing and the horn. Alright. And summon him again. We still have all three of our swords out as well, so that's good. Put our staff back on. Okay. Alright. Summon our Skulk Tentacles, might as well. He did run out of it, but that's okay. My swords are pushing him all far away. Yeesh. My swords are really pushing him out of the way. Well, of course he comes back now that the Skulk Tentacles are gone, right? Alright. And let's see. We've got this one. Hit him with some fire. Why not, right? Alright, he's in one of his phases, so he's invulnerable at the moment. Now we can hit him again. Not a big deal. Alright, he did get his wings. He did make it to that phase, so... Again, not a big deal. Okay. And then we just go ahead and kill him again. Alright, perfect. So let's get rid of some of this junk we don't need. We have two of the thingamabobs now. What do you call them? The Wild and Tributes. Okay. Maybe one more should be good. We have an extra one, but we could probably do just one more. I think should be fine. My darn swords keep hitting me out of the way. Alright, do a wing. And that should be good. We'll go ahead and summon him again. Okay, get our staff. Let's go ahead and do our protection thingy-mabob. Alright. Our swords do a number on knocking him back, that's for sure. Alright. Get our Skulk Tentacles out there. Oh, now he's flying already. Okay. Get him just a little more. There we go. Perfect. Alright, we'll pick up our Ritual Brazier. Oops. I didn't mean to pick up the block below it. And then we can just grab our key. Did I ever get our key back? Yeah, there it is. And we could just go home. Alright, we made it back home. Alrighty, now that we are back to base, we should be able to make our upgraded spell book. And apparently, according to the update, you should be able to now upgrade your spell book without losing your spells in it. So we're gonna cross our fingers and hope for the best. What are you doing in here, buddy? You're not supposed to be in here. Alright. Let's put all this stuff away. Whoops, sorry, Mr. Bookworm. Get back in there. Alright. So let's put everything away. We'll put our Wild and Tributes away. We can just put our Ritual Brazier in our backpack. Okay. So let's see. The R spell book. Where'd it go? There it is. So the Archmage spell book. We should be good. Alright. There we go. So we have made the spell book, and it did keep our spells. Woohoo! Awesome. So now we can craft the tier 3 spells. So we have like Blink, Fangs. Fangs is a good one. Homing Projectile. That one's always nice. I don't use too many out of the actual spell book, though. A lot of what I use is for the actual sword, because the sword itself is pretty nice. So we do have the better spell book. It does give us more mana. I think it gives us better spell power, too. I forget. Let me see. Does it say it? Our spell book. Higher tier books provide spell slots, additional mana, and increased mana regeneration. Got it. Yep. So, yeah, I mean, all in all, it's a good idea to get the better spell book. So we have that. Now what I wanted to do, it was something like this. Not the focus. Not focus of summoning. What was the thing called that we use the wild in tribute for? Oh, I can't remember what you call it. It's like you use it to make the focuses, I think. No. Shoot, now I can't remember. Oh, that's because I'm in the... I was filtered. This thing. Mark of Mastery. You need the wild and tribute for that. That was the thing I was thinking of. You use that to make better armor, I think, usually. Yeah, you use that to make upgraded armor. So you need, like, netherite ingots, and then you make upgraded armor. I wonder... Is that any better? Like the chest piece. That's 8 armor, 2 toughness. What do we have? 8 armor, 3 toughness. So, what we currently have, the iron spells and spellbook stuff, is probably better. Alright, so let's take a look at our quest book here. We did get a quest completion for the completing the Wilden Chimera. That gives us a free tier 3 spell, which was Glyph of Wall. So that's a-okay, I guess. Not terrible. But we need to start getting into embers. So the first thing we need to do is this quest. It says, Carbonite is a strong magic and heat-resistant material used by the dwarves to create forges and autonomous mechanisms. The first part I should assemble is the mechanical core, which allows automatic input and output from dwarven machines. Craft a mechanical core. The Ancient Codex is an interactive guidebook for this mod. So we need a Caminite brick, Caminite blend, and a mechanical core. We already got the Caminite blend, so we need the Caminite brick. So let me see what I have in here. So we have the Caminite blend, we have Caminite plates, and we have raw Caminite. So let's grab all of that. We can smelt up some of the raw Caminite blend to get the ingot or whatever it's called, the brick, right? And let's clear some of our bookmarks so we can have extra room. So yeah, the Caminite brick, that's gonna get us one of those quests. And then we need the mechanical core, which is gonna be Caminite bricks this way, which is 4 of those. Not too bad. And then some iron, some lead, and a cauldron. So we need the cauldron. Alright, and then we need lead and iron. Alright. Alright, so we have our Caminite bricks. And then we're going to go ahead and turn the regular Caminite brick into the big block of the Caminite bricks. So it's 1 Caminite brick or Caminite bricks. So now we have our Caminite bricks. And we're going to take all of that and we're going to turn it into our mechanical core. All right, perfect. So that is another quest completed. We get an ancient codex and we get the Muspelheim skill point. So next up is the Ember Bore. It allows Ember to be dug from the bedrock in Muspelheim when provided with coal as fuel. At least 3 of the bore's blades must be contacting bedrock for it to successfully extract Ember. An atmospheric gauge can help locate high-density concentration where you gain more resources from boring. Dig up Ember crystals using the Ember Bore. So we need to make the Ember Bore, so that's going to be 4 of those Caminite bricks, 1 of the mechanical cores, so we need to make another one of those, some copper, and some iron. Alright, so once we have all our materials, we're just going to go ahead and make the Ember Bore. So that goes ahead and gets us a quest, but it's actually in the Forged by Broker section. That's just getting us some of the quests here in the in this side quest section of the quest book, which just gives us some extra Caminite blend. So with all of that, the next thing I need to do is I need to go into Muspelheim and I need to find an area of bedrock that we can place the Ember Bore in. So we can go ahead and get that Ember brewing with some coal. We need to pretty much drill into the bedrock with the Ember Bore to get our Ember shards. So I'm going to go ahead and go look for an appropriate spot in Muspelheim, and then I'll be back. Alright, so we did find a pretty decent spot of bedrock down here. We are in Muspelheim. And this machine is pretty big, the Ember Bore. So we do need to make sure that we have enough room, but we also need to make sure it's touching at least 3 pieces of bedrock. So I think we have that covered here. So let's see, our Ember Bore. I think we can do that here. It should work if I put it maybe like here-ish. This might work. I think this is gonna count. I'm hoping. We're gonna have to see. I'm not 100% sure, but it should work. So we could put a mechanical core up here. Let me dig out a little more here. So we have some more headroom. More working room. Alright. And then, so what I'm going to do is I have another energized hearthstone. It's a blank one. So I'm going to bind it to this location. That way we could just go back and forth pretty easily. And let's see. This one is the other one. And then we need our key to go home. So I'm going to go back home and grab like a, we're going to need some pipes. We're going to need some levers. And let's see, I don't think I have all of that in my system. I should be able to access everything. Let me see what I have. Do I have any coal? I do have some coal. And I can do a chest. And then let me see what I have for Ember's pipes. Ember... we do have some item pipes. Do I have any extractors? We need 2 of them. I don't think that's gonna leave us with enough stuff. Item pipes. We can make some more. We might have enough stuff here. Let me see, do we have the levers? Okay, we might be able to do it then. So let's see, if I light this area up, so we have some light down here without having to worry about night vision. Alright, that should be a little better. Now we don't have to worry about night vision. And then what we're gonna do is I'll put a pipe here. Oh, and do we have our Tinker's hammer? Tinker's... Is that what it's called? Hammer? No, that's our Stygian hammer. Where's our hammer from embers? Embers. Is it in my backpack? What did I ever do with that? Did I get rid of it? I must have gotten rid of it at some point by accident. Our embers hammer. Let's see. Hammer. Oops, that's not how you spell hammer. This one, Tinker's Hammer. It's pretty cheap to make, so we'll just make another. We're definitely going to need that for this part of the mod. So we need an item extractor. And then dig that out and put a chest here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put our coal. Okay. And then if we do a lever on the item extractor, that should put it in, and that should start working. Now we need an item extractor out. I'll put it on this side, just so we have a clear in and out side. Item pipe, and another chest out. Oops. Alright. Actually, I want you to face the correct way, please. There we go. Alright. And then I need another lever. Turn that on. And we get our ember stuff. There we go. So now we're starting to get our ember shards. Perfect. Alright. So, we get some more Muspelheim skill points and some extra ember crystals. So essentially that's just going to continue to passively work. We're just going to continue to fill up this chest with coal. Eventually I'll be able to kind of automate this a little bit better. I don't think charcoal works. I think it just has to be coal. Let's see. And that'll continue to just feed into there, and that'll continue to just pour out stuff. So this all turns into other things. So like the ember grit, you should be able to turn this into, or use it for different amounts. That's what it is. They'll give you different amounts of stuff. So like the ember grit smelts 8 items. This you can use for some other stuff. And then the shards you can use for some other stuff. So different stuff you get, and different stuff you can use with it. Alrighty, so we got that going. Next up on our list is generating ember energy. It says, using the ember activator, I can now extract out the magical properties of ember and use its power. Use it to power other dwarven machines. Ember crystals or shards must be inserted through the bottom of the activator, which starts generating ember energy inside its cage. I can use redstone-powered emitters to extract this energy, which, much like other energy types, can be stored or output into other machines using a receptor. So you need to use the emitter from the activator, and then a receptor on what you're putting it into. Okay, so we need an ember activator, a copper cell, and we need emitter, receptor, and we can also make a relay. Okay. So, let's see. We'll grab some more of this stuff, and then let's head back home while that continues to work. I am going to go ahead and chunk load this area so it continues to work while we're offline. So, oops. Let's go ahead and force load this, and then we'll head back home. That machine, unfortunately, is quite loud. Alright, so what we'll do, we need a few things. So let's put some of this Caminite blend away. I don't think we need that because we have the cooked versions. We can get rid of some of this. All of the ember stuff is not, like the actual shards and crystals, those are not EMCable. I don't remember the pipes being EMCable, but I guess they are. Yeah, I don't think they were EMCable before. Are they, are like the extractors? Embers. Extractor. Yeah, those are now. I don't remember those being EMCable before, but we're definitely gonna EMC all of those so that we can make more. Let me grab the fluid pipes too. So we should have both extractors in there, item and fluid. And then we just put the item pipe in, right? Yeah. Pipe. Yep, item pipes. All right. And then, let's see. What about the ember levers? I know we have the other levers in there, but yeah, these are EMCable too, so we might as well use the ones from the mod just because they look nice. They look nice, so we might as well instead of using the old vanilla ones. Alright, and then, so we need to start making some of this stuff that it wants us to make. So we need the Ember Activator. That's just a furnace, some iron plates, and some copper. No problem. Copper cell. We could do that. Alright. And then we need the Ember Emitter. That gives us 4 of those. The Ember Receptor. That gives us 4 of those. And then we can also make the relays. Okay. So we got everything in that quest line. That's going to give us more skill points, another emitter, another receptor, and another tinker's hammer. So we didn't really need to make one, but hey, we did anyway. Oh, I must have put it in here because it said it was already learned. So I must have already put my hammer in the EMC thingy. Oh well. Alright, so we got that. Gives us some extra ember shards. And then let's take a look at the next quest here in Muselheim. And that's gonna be Mixer Centrifuge. Oh, but we need to get the this energy activator up and running. So let's see. We need Ember Activator. So you go here. Then I have to grab some actual chests. Not that I really need it, but it's definitely overkill, but I'm going to use the netherite chests. I put those regular chests away. Might as well use the netherite chests. I mean, we have them. It's not going to hurt anything to use them, but it's still overkill. But whatever. And then we need extractors and item pipes. So let's grab that. Extractor. Item extractor. Item pipe. Okay. Put that away. Alright, perfect. So we're going to go ahead and use our extractor. And then our item pipe. And the ember goes right in the bottom of this thing. So we need our lever. Alright, and then our ember shards and crystals go in here. We could turn that on. And that's going to put it in here. And that gets our ember activator going. So that's just eating the ember that we're putting in. I'm hoping it's storing it. I think it does. We can do the dial. Ember dial. What do we need for that? A copper plate. It's just a copper ingot in our multi-servo press. Oh, I need the plate mold. There we go. Okay. Copper dot or ember dial. Okay. Let's put that in our EMC. Okay. So then we can put the ember dial on here, and that's going to tell us we have 14,400 ember out of 16,000. So we almost filled it with ember. So I guess it's just gonna pretty much use what it needs for now. It looks like there's more in the pipe. But yeah. So we have that. Now, we could put an emitter. The emitter goes here. And then the receptor is going to go on whatever we want to receive it. And then we just right-click. And if, I guess, there was a machine attached, it would send it. But there's no machine attached yet. Okay. So next up, we have mixer centrifuge. The mixer is a powerful dwarven machine used to fuse molten metals together using ember energy. The bottom half can accept fluids, one per side, and the top half exports the mixed alloy. So the bottom is the input, the top is the bottom is the input, the top is the output, and the bottom is a different input each side. Okay. Got it. So we need to make the mixer centrifuge. And for that, we need another mechanical core, need another cauldron. So make a cauldron, make a mechanical core, and then make mixer centrifuge. Okay, so we're gonna make our mixer centrifuge. I want to make sure there's enough room. So let's put it here. And then, where does the receptor go? Can I just put it on top? I don't know if that's gonna work necessarily. So if I do emitter to receptor. Let me go get another dial. D-I-A-L. We'll grab a whole bunch of dials. Why not? We have plenty of EMC. Okay, so that doesn't work. Our shards go there. You must be an emitter spot, right? Yeah. But you must not be a receptor spot. Do you only receive from the bottom? Oh, you can craft a tinker's lens. Okay. Oh, well, that wasn't quite what I wanted to do, but okay. Let's see. Lens. Tinker's lens. Alright, let's see. Can I make this easily? Of course not. What do we need? Lead nuggets. That's not too bad. Okay, Tinker's lens. So if I put the mixer down again, right? Let's just put it here. Mixer and lens. Fluids, mechanical core slot. Ember. Molten metals out. Ember, mechanical core, and upgrade. Okay, so it looks like the receptor... Where the heck do my receptors go? There they are. Receptor. Has to go here. You go here to here. Okay, are you doing anything? Hello? You should be doing something. Why are you not doing something? Oh, do you need a lever? You probably need a lever. Let me do this. So, you're EMCable. You're EMCable. That was the receptor, the relay, and the emitter. Okay. You, I'm gonna guess, need a lever. Because everything needs a lever. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, like I said, everything needs a redstone signal to work in this mod. It's one thing I have found. Alright, perfect. So, we have got that going. Alright. And then we need to make the moose beloy. So we need to make a few things. We need to make dawnstone. And the dawnstone... let me stick a dial on here. Okay. So that's sending out ember. So we need... Let me kind of go backward here and set all our recipes up. So we need moose beloy, we need a stamper. So we're going to need to make the stamper. Then we're also going to need to make the ingot stamp. Raw ingot stamp from the Caminite blend. So, let's see. Caminite. Oops, too many A's. Caminite blend. I think it's just 4. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Raw ingot stamp. And then you can be smelted. And then we need to make the stamper, which needs a block of iron. Okay. And grab our... Where did it go? There it is. Our ingot stamp. Okay. Let's put this away, put that away. And... Okay. We'll put these away for right this second. Okay, cool. So then we need, to make the moose beloy, we need to do this alloying in the mixer. Okay. So to do this, we need destabilized redstone, molten dawnstone, and molten enderium. The dawnstone is going to come from copper and gold in the mixer. Okay. So we're going to need a tank. We're probably going to need a couple of them. I'm going to put some in my backpack so I have them. And then we need copper, some more copper, and gold. Gold. We don't need that much. And, let's see. I'm gonna need more Caminite levers. Okay. So, if I do this, I should be able to do one here. What is it, 2 blocks? Yeah. 1, 2, and then 1 here. Then I do an item extractor, item extractor, item pipe, item pipe. That doesn't look right, but... Oh, that's because it wants liquid versions, right? Oh, I see. Okay. So... I need to put molten in. What's the best way? We could do melting. We could do the magma crucible. Yeah, we could do another magma crucible. Crucible. Ugh, that's a pain in the neck to make, though, isn't it? Let's see. This. One of these. Tin gear, glass, iron. Do we have any tin gear? We do not. Tin. Alright, let's make some tin gears. I hear a witch, it sounds like. I don't even think it's possible to have witches in Helheim, but I feel like I heard a witch. I hear my regular guys down here. We've got our wraith. But yeah, I definitely hear a witch. I hear it laughing. That's random. Where did you spawn, Mr. Witch? Or Miss Witch, I guess? Because a male witch would be a warlock? I don't know. Where the heck did it spawn? I definitely heard that. You guys heard that, right? I'm not just losing my marbles. I mean, I'm definitely losing my marbles, but I can't be losing them that much. I am for sure hearing that somewhere. Okay, I looked for the witch for a little while. I couldn't find it, and then it stopped making noise, so I don't know. It's probably just me losing my marbles. But anyway. So, right, we were making machine. We need tin gear. So we got tin gears. So we could put those in there. Oh, no, I need those back, actually. I need to put them in the other machine. Tin gears, okay. And then we need, machine frame. We need glass and iron, so we need glass and iron in the induction smelter. So we got tin gear, iron, glass. Alright. Made a machine frame. Okay. And then, we needed to make the crucible. Okay. And then we're just gonna grab a furnator. Hopefully the basic furnator should be enough just for this. And, we'll just grab one of these blocks, stack of these blocks. Alright, now, let's see. We need to do this. This here, this here. Okay, put you in here, you power up. Put gold in. And tank. How much is it per? So it's 90 per. It only holds 8,000 in here. So we can split this. I don't really need that much. Okay. We can also... It's gonna use up our power, but hey, we could still do it. Okay, so let's send our output, auto output enabled, to the right. And that should fill up our tank. Okay. So that goes in there. And then we need, let's see, we need fluid extractor, fluid pipe. And how much is it for the Dawnstone? Very little. I mean, it gets us very little too, but... Essentially, we need 90 millibuckets, or 1 ingot. We have 10 ingots. That should be enough. At least for now. Okay. So then this is empty. We could put this down, and then we can do... Let's do 10 ingots of copper. Okay, so now we have our molten copper and our molten gold. So we're going to do exactly the same thing that we were doing before, just with tanks instead of chests. So we do this, and then we're going to use our fluid extractor. Fluid extractor. And then our fluid pipes. Alright. And then we need to put our levers on here. Got a mage light in the way, of course, because why not? There we go. Put another lever here. Alright, and then that should mix these two. Then I'm going to need a tank. But first, I need a fluid extractor out the top. Let's do it a different direction. Fluid pipe. And fluid tank. And then lever. Where did our lever go? Everything is so hard to tell the difference between in the inventory screen. Extractor. Where the heck did all of our levers just go? I know we had a whole bunch of levers, didn't we? What the heck? I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go grab more, and then I'm gonna find all of them at once. Ah, I put them in the chest, see? I mean, in my backpack. Alright. Lever. Hey, look at that. Dawnstone. Okay. Grab all of these. And turn all these levers off, just to make sure we're good. Alright, next up. We're also gonna need another one on the other side. So we're gonna need, because ultimately we need to put 3 fluids into here. So we're gonna do a fluid pipe. Nope. Fluid extractor. And another lever. And then the other tank will go here. So we've got that. So, and then the destabilized redstone. That we were doing in our magma crucible as well. So I could just do that here. So we'll do redstone. And I shouldn't need too much of that. 900 millibuckets. And let's see. That is... One of those gives us 900 millibuckets. So I can grab another tank. This one is empty. We'll put this here. And then we could do like 4 should be fine. And we'll smelt down about 4 of those. Okay, we have our destabilized redstone. So then the last thing we need is going to be our molten enderium. So for that, we have alloying, molten ender, molten diamond, molten lead, mixing, foundry. Let's see. So, molten ender, molten lead, and molten diamond. Molten ender. We can get that from ender pearls. Okay. So we're gonna need... I do have 3 more tanks. So, ender pearl. Let me grab some more tanks. Okay. And then grab some ender pearls. Alright, so first up we need to melt down our ender pearls. Alright, then we need to do molten diamond. So we could do that one next. And we can't do that one in the multi-servo. So how can we melt that one? Let's see. Molten diamond. We can just do it in the melter. That's the mixer. So I can just make the melter from embers. Melter. Okay, so we got the melter. So we could put this here. Okay. And then take a look at our lens. So items, ember goes in the bottom. So ember receptor. And then our hammer. Okay. That's gonna go there. And then items in and fluids out. Okay. Item pipe. Item extractor. Chest. Diamond. And then take our tank. And fluid extractor. Fluid pipe. Tank. And then some levers. One here. And now where did my levers go? Why do my levers keep disappearing? It's very odd. I don't even see them in my backpack this time. Okay. And then we put lever on here. And that should start melting this, hopefully. I mean, it looks like it should be working. We could try to put a dial on here. No? There we go. Alright, I think that's working. Yep, there we go. We got molten diamond going. Okay, so while that's working, we can also do our lead. So we need another empty tank. Put you here, and then lead. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be enough. Alright, perfect. And our lead is gonna go in here. So then we need our molten ender. So you're gonna go here. We have our molten lead. You're gonna go here. And then you can go here. You can stop feeding that. And this can go right here. Okay, and then we're gonna need a tank to output. Empty tank. Okay. So then the output is gonna go here. So then we just need to turn on all of our levers. So our output, then we're gonna input, input, input. And that should start making us our molten enderium. Alrighty. And then this can go back to this and get turned back on to fill that as needed. So you've only made 180 millibuckets. Is that right? You're empty, you're empty, you're empty. How much do I need? 360 millibuckets. Ew. Well, that's problematic. I need more than that. Alright, so I'm gonna have to do this again. Alright, I have now got all of my fluids again in our tanks for the input. So, we should be able to make the rest of our molten enderium. I hope. That sucked all of that out. So we do have stuff in there. All of those are on. It did suck it all in. But we don't have enough, I guess, to make it. Well, that's problematic. You're emptied out. You have fluid. Okay, so we got our molten enderium. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off all of our switches. Alright, grab all of our tanks. Make sure these are all in the up position, because I think up is off. Alright, perfect. So, I think we should have everything now. The Dawnstone, the Enderium, and the Redstone. So let's go ahead and put all these tanks away, and then just grab the ones we need. So, we've got Dawnstone, Redstone, and Enderium. Alright, and then we'll put all three of these on. Enderium and Dawnstone. And then we need an empty tank for our output, which should be that moose beloy. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and mix all three of our molten metals. And that gets us molten moose beloy. Gets us 90 millibuckets, which is pretty much just one ingot. And let's see. Hopefully we just need one ingot for now. And then item storage beneath the base to automatically accept or gather it with a ranged collector. 90 millibuckets. So I may want to move this up one. So let's see if I put this here, put our base on top. We need a space in between. And then we need our stamper. Okay. And then we need our ingot stamp. We can get rid of this. And then can I do a hopper? Okay. Like that. Then, let's see. Here our fluid moltens go in. This is where our ember goes. So we need our receptor. And we need to send it from, nope, from here to here. Okay. And then put our dial on there. And then we're gonna feed the base our fluid. So we're gonna do fluid pipe, fluid extractor, another lever, and then our fluid. Okay. And that should be it. And that stamped our ingot. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, we did it. That was painful, but we did it. So we got our moose beloy ingot. And that is one of the things that we need for our fight with Surtur. So for the most part, that is all we need to do with, what do you call it? With embers for the quest line for right now. Now we are going to need to do some more stuff here with embers as far as being able to get, what do you call it? Modular routers. So we definitely want to get modular routers. Let's see, can we pipe out these fluids back into our tanks? Because we have some leftover fluids in our mixer. I think we can. Let's see. That gets us our Dawnstone back, so that's good. I know for modular routers we needed some Dawnstone. Did we need the ingots? That's not what I wanted. Modular routers. So let's see. We needed the blank module, which needs Dawnstone nuggets, which we can get from the ingots. Unfortunately, none of that is EMC-able, but we do have quite a bit. Let's grab this, and we could put our Dawnstone here, and that'll just start making our ingots, I think. Yeah, so that's just stamping those. I am just grabbing them with my magnet, of course. They're not actually going into the hopper, so that didn't really seem to matter too much, but at least we have it. So we're just getting our nuggets that way, so that's good. Or our ingots, rather. So we can make those. And let's see. So then we can do modular routers. And our blank modules. Let's see this. Can make a bunch of those. Make a couple of the modular routers. Cool. So then we can definitely kind of get going with some of that. It is going to be a little tougher because it does require that Dawnstone. So we are going to have to kind of keep up on that. But at least we do have those being made at the moment. Looks like we can get a couple more. Take our tank back. All right. Awesome. All right. Cool. So we've got all of that going. Got that. We'll just fill up our copper cell. We could put some more of our ember in here. Our ember shard should produce, and it'll get sent to our copper cell. Copper cells are just storage for ember, essentially. So you could just store up to 24,000 ember in the copper cell. It holds it, so if you break the copper cell and move it, it'll go with it. And I think there's other ones as well. I think there's another cell. Ember cell. The crystal cell. Oops. The crystal cell, I think, holds more. Crystal cell and have ember inserted and extracted. Ember fuel items, such as ember crystal, inserted into it as well. Increase the maximum capacity. Physical growth in the glowing crystal atop it. Interesting. I don't know if we can make that yet. We need Dawnstone plates and a block of Dawnstone. Jeez. That's expensive. I mean, it will store more, but yeah, that's expensive to make. I mean, we're gonna have to make more dawnstone, and it's not that hard. It's just molten gold and molten copper, so we just need to melt more of those down, which really isn't that hard. I mean, we could just melt those in our magma crucible or, you know, anything like that. So it's not a huge deal, but yikes. Can we upgrade this one? I wonder. Let me see. If I can upgrade this Furnator, it might not be too bad. Let me put our Moose Beloit ingot away. Put this away. Put a bunch of this stuff away for now. I could put the lead away. At least for right this second, right? So... let's see. I should have the stuff, it looks like, to make it hardened. I don't think I have the stuff for blazing. I'd have to make more blazing crystals. I have plenty of blaze rods. I could easily make plenty more blazing crystals, but I think hardened should be better. Hardened. And then put our fuel back in. That at least will have a little bit better output. And then we could always just do more gold and more copper. So that shouldn't be too bad. It shouldn't really be that hard to make the Dawnstone, to be honest. So let me see, because I know we needed the plate. If we do crystal cell, we need plate. How do we make the plate stamp? It was 4 corners of the Caminite blend. So, Caminite. Okay. And then just doot, 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 doot. Like that. And then we just have to smelt it real quick. Okay. That away. And then, let me see, is it just like a 1 per? How can I make those? Does it have to be molten again? It does. That's annoying. Molten Dawnstone. I can melt it. Yeah, I'd have to melt it again. That is a little annoying, but it's not the end of the world. So I could put 2 of you in there. You here. Those will get smelted. Alright, that's gonna make us our molten Dawnstone, and then we can make the plates. Alright, got those. And then we need to swap out our mold here. So we just put the plate one on. And put you here. Alright. Then we got our plates. And then, we needed a block. And I think that was it. So we have our crystal cell. And we can put that... Let's see. If we put you here... like this. Ooh, that is larger than I expected. Okay. That was much larger than I expected, so let's put that up a little higher. Crystal cell. Okay. Alright, now, let's see. How do I... mechanical core. If I do a mechanical core... Oops. Let's see. Another cauldron. One of these. If I put you there, and then I can do item pipe and item extractor and a chest. Then I can put ember crystals directly into it. We need a lever. Where? Ah, here we go. Okay. Ooh, look at it go. That's kind of cool. I've never used this before. I've done the embers mod thing before, but I've never done this ember crystal thing. Crystal cell. Okay. Can I put one of you up here? Does that not do anything? So if I put a receptor, right, and then I do a hammer, this to this, okay, is that gonna do anything? Okay, I think that's filling. It says it's filling. Okay. Let me see. Ember crystal. What did it say about it again? I forget already. And it says ember fuel items such as ember crystals inserted into as well. Each fuel item will increase the maximum capacity of the cell, eventually causing physical growth in the glowing crystal atop it. Okay, I see. So its total capacity now is 640,000, which is a heck of a lot. I don't know if the ember grit is gonna go in. It's doing stuff. I don't see where it increased the max, though. I mean, it seemed to eat it. Okay. So, let me go grab some more real quick. Okay, so if we feed it more fuel items, it does cool stuff. I don't see a crystal on top. It says there's supposed to be one. It did increase the max capacity, though. 772,000 now. Okay. If I turn off shaders, do we see the thingamabob? Ah, yeah, then we get the crystal. I see. So now there's a crystal atop it. Interesting, but then the rest of the game looks kind of like Dookie. Alright, well, we do have quite a bit of capacity there. I don't think we're going to need more at the moment. So I think we'll give the rest of our stuff to the actual activator to turn it into actual ember. Alrighty, well, I think with that, we are going to wrap up the episode. Like I said, we went down the entire embers line here. We are going to go down the rest of the Nature's Aura line in our next episode and hopefully be able to finish that side up. I'll go through what I've done so far in Nature's Aura, and then we'll kind of finish up our Spirit of Calling and our offering table and all of that. And then we'll have to take a look at these options here because we have a couple. We have Empowered Netherite. That's going to use our Empower setup that we did in last episode over here, where we got the Empowered Diamantine. And we also have the other option. I think that's Blood Magic, the Weak Blood Shard. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, that's Blood Magic. We haven't gotten into the Alchemical Reaction Chamber yet. So it might be interesting. We're definitely going to do both at some point eventually. So, you know, we we'll probably just go Empower Netherite just to get to the boss. But we're definitely going to come back and do this week Blood Shard regardless. So, yeah, I think we'll go ahead and wrap this episode up there. We got a lot accomplished in this episode. It is a bit of a longer one because Embers is just kind of complicated like that. But hopefully you guys kind of got the hang of Embers and learned that everything with Embers and their pipes and extractors requires redstone signals to be activated. But yeah, that about wraps up today's episode. So thank you everybody for supporting me. I greatly appreciate all of your continued support. Thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, go ahead and hit that like button. Also subscribe if you feel so inclined. I'm Cy Strikeling, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next episode. Bye-bye.